Hello, hello. Welcome back to Get Organized at Work podcast, the podcast where we build systems that protect your energy, elevate your leadership, and help you run your work instead of letting your work run you. Hello, I'm Kayla, your healthcare leader, systems thinker, runner, mama three, all the things. Got to keep my life organized. And that's why we're here, because today we're talking about something that completely changed how I experience my weeks. And that is how to stop reacting all day and how to start leading on purpose. Welcome to Get Organized at Work. I'm your host, Kayla Fahey-Ahrndt, healthcare leader, mom of three, and your go-to guide for ditching the chaos and taking control of your workday. This is the show where we turn overwhelming to-do lists into clear, actionable plans so you can crush your goals and show up as your best self at work and in your life. Whether you're here for strategies to stay ahead or systems to simplify your workday, you're in the right place. Let's get organized, have some fun, and make this year your best year in your career yet. Let's dive in. Have you ever ended a week feeling like you were busy, you answered emails, you went to meetings, you handled fires, you checked things off, but when Friday comes, you're not entirely sure what actually moved forward? That feeling, that sinking feeling, that's not a time management problem, it's a systems problem. And more specifically, it can be a dashboard problem. So today, I want to talk about that leadership shift that you have to make to become a proactive leader. Reactive leaders start their day in email. Proactive leaders start their week with clarity. Most leaders don't fail because they lack effort. They fail because they never defined what success looked like for them before the week began. And I say that with love because I used to have to live inside my inbox. I felt like if I wasn't in there, then I'd be missing things. But now I live from my dashboard. So what is a weekly leadership dashboard? Your weekly dashboard is not a to-do list. It's your leadership cockpit. It's where you zoom out before you zoom in. Inside mine, I have 4 core sections that anchor my week. And let me walk you through them. The first section is a focus/leadership intention this week. At the top of my dashboard, I answer this question: what does success look like by Friday? I don't ask myself, what do I have to do and what meetings do I have? But if Friday afternoon came and I felt proud, why would that be? Maybe it's clarity on next steps for a major project, a key stakeholder conversation, protecting my workouts and energy, maybe actually eating my lunch when I plan to, sending thank you notes to workshop participants, whatever it may be. I also ask, what am I intentionally deprioritizing this week? This is a powerful part because organized leaders don't just plan what they're going to do, they decide intentionally what they won't. Most stress doesn't come from too much work. It comes from undefined expectations. When you define success early, your brain can relax. I also have a section called Dates That Matter this week. Next, I pull forward any non-negotiables, important meetings, deadlines, big conversations with leaders or team members, personal commitments I have. I don't want my calendar surprising me. I want to see my week before I live it. This is called anticipatory or proactive leadership. Instead of being caught off guard, you're mentally prepared. And that changes how you show up. I find that when I don't use this section, sometimes I miss little meetings that get sprinkled by the end of the week that overlap with other meetings. I don't see the big picture. So I love to start and end the week by looking at my calendar, and then I pull forward the dates that matter. The third section is a decision parking lot. This might be my favorite section and my most hated section all at once. Because if you feel mentally cluttered, it's not usually tasks. It's just decisions that you are putting off or unmade decisions. Inside my decision parking lot, I break things into 3 sections. Number 1, decisions I'm avoiding or things that have been like on the to decide list forever, ever. Number 2, decisions waiting on information from elsewhere. And number 3, decisions I promise at myself I will make before Friday or by Friday. The most organized leaders I know don't work harder. They decide earlier, faster, and with clarity. Decision clarity reduces mental noise, and mental noise is exhausting. So if you have something that's waiting for you to make a decision, it's sitting on your shoulder and pinging you in the back of your brain constantly. So let's get a system to make sure that nothing is holding you back and you can move forward in your decision making. The fourth part of my dashboard is what I like to call the connected system, or the magic. At the top of my dashboard, I have links to my leader standard work that's in my OneNote. My calendar in my Outlook is linked. My tasks and to-do section of my OneNote, my projects and active project list template in my OneNote, and my page for ideas and things I just don't want to forget that pop into my head that maybe they'd be a cool thing to do later. Here's the key. Your weekly dashboard isn't where everything lives. It's where everything can connect. It's your control center. It's your calm anchor, your strategic reset button every Friday and every Monday. So I go to each of these sections and look at my calendar. Is there anything I'm missing? What are the leftover tasks and to-dos from the week prior? And do these need to be prioritized? Do I need to update my project list for a one-on-one with my one-up leader? And are there any ideas that I want to bring forward this week or this month? Let's talk about why this works. This dashboard does 4 powerful things. It defines success before the week starts. It surfaces constraints early. It forces decisions instead of mental looping. And it connects daily activities to your strategic intent. This is not about being more productive. It's about becoming the kind of leader who runs their week instead of letting the week run them. I want to pause for a moment and give you a personal reflection. I used to end weeks feeling overwhelmed, like, wow, did I do what mattered? And there's so much more to do. And now I still have really, really full weeks. If you talk to me in person and you know me in real life, you know my weeks are really full. And sometimes I drop the ball on things, but most of the time I'm proactive and I can see a way forward. It doesn't mean I'm a perfect human, and it doesn't mean that I don't stray away from using a template 100% of the time. But the thing that's lovely is that my OneNote dashboard is a grounding place for me to come back to and reset after a really full week. I had a huge workshop with system leaders last week, and I really wasn't in my dashboard at all that week. And then this next week, I know that it's time to regroup and get reset on the strategic priorities for the other projects that I have. Those can come back to the front of my mind. So I still have complexity in my work. I still have many meetings and lead big initiatives, but I don't feel untethered. I can reset myself, ground myself, and remain proactive. I can start with clarity. And for me, kind of knowing the way forward, or that I have to move forward, and here are some of the things I know I will come upon, that's calming for me. And calm leaders make a lot better decisions than leaders who have their hair on fire. So if you're listening and thinking, okay, Kayla, that sounds amazing, but how do I actually build this? I wanted to share that I just released a full tutorial walkthrough on YouTube showing exactly how I structure my daily and weekly dashboard inside my ultimate OneNote hub. So in that, you can see the layout, the sections we talked about in this episode, and how it connects to projects and how it integrates with your leader standard work. So I'll throw that link in the show notes for you if you want to check that out, and that will help you build your own dashboard. Or you can always pick up my ultimate OneNote hub template that has a dashboard inside of it if it's just easier for you to download that and get started. So if you're already using the hub, go open your dashboard and try it this week. Don't overthink it. Just give it a shot and define success before Monday starts. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this question. If you had to run your leadership role like a CEO, what dashboard would you check every Monday morning? Because reactive leaders start an email, but proactive leaders start with intention. And for you, my friend, you're capable of leading that way. I know it, especially since you're listening to this podcast and on that growth journey with me. Thank you so much for listening to Get Organized at Work podcast. If this episode helped you think differently about your work, share it with a colleague or tag me on LinkedIn. I always post when I have these episodes up there, and you can let me know that you're listening. I love to see how you're implementing these systems. Until next time, build systems that protect your energy, lead with clarity, and remember, you don't need to work harder. You need to decide earlier. All right, talk soon. Bye.